You have to threaten to leave and you have to mean it. We have to be willing to actually leave. We have to be willing to create our own country. That would be actually the ideal outcome. I don't even want to be a part of Canada anymore. And I know that a lot of people feel just like me. I'm an Albertan. First and foremost and only. That's it. That's my nationality, Albertan.
Hey everybody, PJ here. Hope you're all having a fine day. Today I wanted to comment on a video recently put out by the Alberta government called Alberta Next, where Premier Smith talks about what steps are going to be taken following the election of another Liberal government in Canada and all its attacks on the province of Alberta. She states that the status quo is not going to fly anymore. Albertans are not going to put up with it, especially in light of the increase in support for the Alberta independence movement. She talks about consulting with different communities all over Alberta in regards to what to do next. Let's watch.
All right, this video is from the YouTube channel of Danielle Smith, Premier of Alberta. Let's check it out.
Alberta, our home. Pristine mountains and lakes, wide open pastures and fertile fields, unmatched natural resources, world-class cities, world-class people. Alberta truly has it all. We are a strong and free people, full of entrepreneurs, food producers, builders, caregivers, teachers, and a whole lot of hardworking, tough as nails, get her done grit.
You better believe it.
Our potential is as limitless as our skies. But let's face it, Alberta's being held back. Our economy has been under attack for most of the last 10 years. Frankly, off and on for decades long before then. Not by a foreign country or by world economic forces. No, Alberta's biggest threat to our prosperity and growth has come from our own nation's capital. Alberta has an Ottawa problem.
And that is the irony of this whole thing. It's not a competitor in Europe or in China, anywhere in Asia, Africa. It's not the Saudis with their oil production. No, it's Canada. It's Ottawa. It's Ottawa. It's central and eastern Canada, really. Quebec, Ottawa, Montreal. They're the ones that are the biggest obstacle to Alberta's energy development. And it ain't new. This isn't something of the last 10 years. This isn't that, oh, Albertans are mad because Pierre Poilievre lost. No, dude, that was just a straw that broke the camel's back, man. This is a long time. Historically, Alberta has been screwed by Ottawa in many ways. Economically, politically, many ways. Alberta per capita has a lot less representation than Eastern Canada. Senators, MPs, etc. That was just the election loss of the Conservatives after 10 terrible years of Liberal governments, where crime is higher than it's ever been. Cost of living is completely unaffordable. Immigration is out of control. All things that 10 years ago were just fine. People were barely complaining about them, if at all. And Canadians chose to elect the exact same people, the exact same cabinet. Just look at Mark Carney's cabinet. It's a new face, the exact same cabinet. They chose to elect the exact same people to fix the problem that they created. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. Albertans who were sitting on the fence, who were like, if the Conservatives win, maybe we'll catch a break, maybe we'll get some pipelines, and we'll contribute more to this ungrateful country. No, this ungrateful country said, elbows up, and we're going to continue going down the path of quasi-communism, socialism, craziness.
For the last 10 years, Ottawa, led by successive Liberal governments propped up by their NDP allies, have taken direct aim at Alberta's core industries. Ottawa's Bill C-69 killed several major Alberta pipeline and resource projects. Their West Coast tanker ban specifically blocks Alberta oil from accessing world markets. Their excessive industrial carbon taxes and the new oil and gas emissions cap are designed to keep our world-class oil and gas reserves in the ground. And net zero mandates on everything from electricity to vehicles are causing the cost of living to increase, business costs to soar, and are even endangering the stability of our power grid in the dead of winter. And the effects on Alberta's economy have been staggering. In just the last 10 years alone, more than $500 billion, that's $500 billion, in global investment capital destined for our resource sector has disappeared.
Gone.
It walked away from Alberta and Canada and instead headed off to Texas, Asia, and the Middle East, to places that welcome resource development and jobs.
Can't blame
That
it.
cost Alberta and Canada quite literally hundreds of billions in GDP, corporate taxes and resource royalties for healthcare, education, and public infrastructure. It cost hundreds of thousands of jobs and thousands of healthy and growing businesses. It was national self-harm on a level never seen.
Literally.
And no province was hurt more than ours. And those costs keep building every single day. But we're not just losing investment, we're losing trust. As I said, this story is bigger than just the last decade. Alberta has been treated unfairly for decades long before that. We've built roads, rail, power, jobs, and prosperity for this country. Yet we've been told to keep quiet and be grateful while sending $20 billion a year more to Ottawa than we receive back in funding each year. In fact, since 1980, Alberta has contributed $653 billion more to federal taxes than we receive back. It means well over $500 billion went directly from Alberta
$500 billion
to fund other provinces, mostly with economies larger than ours, through programs, transfers, and equalization.
Imagine all our money in
And
Alberta.
despite this, we have continued to be the economic engine and job-creating juggernaut of this country, and have opened our province to those from every corner of Canada.
And they
looking
keep
for
moving
work and
here.
opportunity.
They talk, but they
And
keep
when we
moving
point
here.
out these facts, how do Ottawa politicians and Eastern elites respond? Our concerns are dismissed, our values marginalized, our leaders vilified, and our industries remain targeted.
Why within a united Canada? You just stated that they've been screwing us for decades. What will make this time different? Well, I mean, other than Albertans pursuing a referendum and fighting to get their own independence, sovereign within Canada, what does that even mean? I mean, she has to do her part. She got elected, to try to work things out within. Some people say that she can't really come all the way out and it can't be done through her. It's got to be done through the grassroots. And I partially agree with that. I partially do. But I believe that some of this is gaslighting, like, oh, we're going to get respected within Canada. They've been trying for well over 40, 50 years. Ottawa doesn't care. They have all the power. They have the power at the Supreme Court. They have the power in the Senate. They have the power in the House of Commons. They don't care. The only solution, the only antidote to this venom is Alberta independence. Alberta independence. Whether you want for Canada to finally respect Alberta and open that goddamn constitution and give Alberta equal representation, an elected Senate, where every province and territory gets an elected one or two senators that are elected by the people, then equivalent, based on population, equivalent amount of members of parliament and an equivalent amount per each province of Supreme Court justices. That would be a different story. But for them to even attempt, because why would they change, people? Why would Ottawa change? Why would Eastern Canadians give a damn to change? They don't care. You know what they care about, though? If Alberta takes all its money. That's why they keep criticizing, downplaying, and underestimating. Because they know that if Alberta left, this country is done like dinner. Done. It's over. They don't want Alberta to leave. It's the cash cow. Ontario can't sustain this country on its own. And neither can Quebec. Quebec pretends to be a have-not province, to be the biggest parasitic consuming province in this country. This country doesn't work. So a sovereign Alberta within a united Canada, I guess she's trying to do her job. She's trying to be the premier, right? She got elected. She didn't get elected on an independence platform, so I understand partially. But that's not going to work. We need to work on getting Alberta to become an independent country. And that's when they'll listen. When they realize, we're about to lose the cash cow. Okay, I guess we got to start treating them better. They bent over backwards for Quebec. And Quebec has never contributed that much. Never. They're consumers. They take. They give nothing. They just take and complain and whine in French. And they were given all kinds of concessions when they threatened to leave. You have to threaten to leave and you have to mean it. We have to be willing to actually leave. We have to be willing to create our own country. That would be actually the ideal outcome. I don't even want to be a part of Canada anymore. And I know that a lot of people feel just like me. I'm an Albertan. First and foremost and only. That's it. That's my nationality, Albertan.
All right, thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Special thanks to those of you who have donated to this project. It is much appreciated, and it helps me continue making videos. See you on the next one. Peace.